Hello everyone, this is Jack of all trades. Welcome to FPL911. Today is our gameweek 7 special episode.
So let's get straight to the point. And the big question this week is the Mendy headache. Mendy has already missed 3 games this season and no return date is set. The best replacements according to our scouting are
Fabian Delph, priced at 5.3 million, this Manchester City defender will surely take Mendy's place straight into the City's starting lineup. He's played 2 games, kept 2 clean sheets and also bagged bonus points during that period. He's got total points of 14 and he's only selected by 0.4% FPL players, and that is a massive differential.
he is the cheapest route to the Man City defense, and
For short term, he could be a really nice option.
so let's get on to the next option. It's Kieran Trippier, one of the most transferred in player this week as a replacement for Mendy is Kieran Trippier. And he has a very good set of fixtures in the next 3 weeks. He faces Huddersfield away, Cardiff at home, West Ham away. The next 2 games is against the opposition who have scored the least amount of goals in the Premier League this season. So he can get at least 2 or 3 clean sheets from next 3 games. Attacking wise also, this season he already has 1 goal and 2 assists. So that's also a bonus.
Yeah, with recent news of Eriksen set to miss the Huddersfield game and Trippier being on set pieces, this player could bag, many more attacking returns than you would expect him to do normally. He also registered 7 assists last season, and that is something we should really think about.
Next player is Robertson, a player who has risen so massively in the last few seasons. Although he faces Chelsea and City in the next 2 game weeks, and those are very tricky fixtures, but through Robertson, he can bag a few assists. It's because of their style of their play.
Yeah, that is always the advantage with bombarding fullbacks. Even if the teams do not perform well defensively, they always get in to, manage an assist or even a goal sometimes. He's a member of a rejuvenated Liverpool defense this season. And he also had 1 goal and 5 assists last season. And he's improving every season exponentially, I might say. And he's a great engine and a pinpoint crosser, so Robertson might really be the one you need to look out for if you don't have him yet.
And if you are worried about the City and Chelsea fixtures, there is an option for you just for these 2 game weeks. James Tarkovsky as a replacement or a rotation option for Andrew Robertson can be a great coup because he faces Cardiff and Huddersfield in the next 2 game weeks, and then you can bring in Robertson while Tarkovsky faces City and Chelsea. So Tarkovsky and Robertson can be rotated well. He already had 2 goals and 2 assists this season. And Burnley, they finished in the top 6 last season. And they are very good defending team.
It's not like they don't have a potential. They've just been performing below par. And with this recent thrashing of Bournemouth, they might just have gotten back in track.
Yeah. Now let's move on to the second part of the video. Players to watch for Game Week 7. Harry Kane. Next 3 fixtures for Harry Kane are Huddersfield away, Cardiff at home, and West Ham away.
This man is surely someone who doesn't need anybody's recommendation to get into anybody's FPL team. And with those fixtures looming, I think he's a must-have for your team right now. Is the right time to get him in.
And an underperforming Harry Kane has already scored 3 goals and given 1 assist. Just imagine, while he is in form, what does he do? And usually Harry Kane is a slow starter and he gets sharper and sharper with every game. And this is right about the time when Harry Kane now starts banging 2-3 goals, and he started banging them for fun. And against Huddersfield and Cardiff, who are the league's worst defending teams, he's surely gonna have a fun time.
Yeah, I believe there's a hat-trick somewhere in those fixtures loading.
Now let's move on to next player.
Leroy Sane, priced at 9.2 million. Wow. He's already played 5 games this season, registered a goal and 2 assists. Selected by under 5%, 4.3% of total players, and he's already rewarded them with 21 points.
Mendy and Leroy Sane are both same kind of player. They are wingers. Guardiola could not fit Mendy and Sane together during some games, but now that Mendy is injured, Sane has its spot nailed on, and he's gonna be 100% starter in the City's left flank. And while he played last seasons, he bagged double figures for goals and assists. I guess he will be a good addition to your team and a great differential addition too.
Yeah, I think any City player will be a good addition to your squad given his stats, because I don't think any fixture is difficult for City these days.
Now let's move on to next player, and it's Richarlison.
Yeah, most of people have been transferring him out, Walcott being the direct replacement, and because of that red card, he was suspended. Now he's back, and you know how direct he is. Everton have been struggling without him, and he could really be the man who could lift Everton back to their form. He's played 4 games this season, already scored 3, also bagged 5 bonus points, and still, despite of his suspension, lies in 18.2% of the teams. Prior to his suspension, he already scored 3 goals, and that I think justifies how direct he is, how explosive he is, and how deadly he is in front of the goal, especially this season under his favorite coach Marcus Silva, of course, whom he thrived under last season as well.
Yeah, people are saying Richarlison is overperforming this season, but if he's overperforming this season, and if he continues to overperform, I guess it's a benefit of having him in your team. And now next player, Alexander Lacazette. Now playing as the main striker for Arsenal ahead of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. He has started banging goals as well. He played 6 games, but he didn't start 3 of them.
Yeah, that's
he
only
just started last 3 games, and in those games, he was always involved in a goal or an assist.
Yeah, don't let the smoke screen fool you. And now the red hot Lacazette in red hot form. Next 4 fixtures: Watford at home, Leicester at home, Fulham away, Palace away. Those are really creamy fixtures for an attacker. And he's only selected by 5% of the FPL managers. He's already scored 31 points this season. He's always been involved when he starts a game this season, so that's a fact to consider, given that he has started the last 3 games and should continue to do so.
Now another player from Arsenal, Aaron Ramsey. And Ramsey finally seems like playing freely, and under Unai Emery, he has been getting in the boxes. And for fantasy managers, Ramsey has always been an option.
Yeah, even this season, I think his owners have been unlucky. There are quite a few underlying stats. He could have had a goal or an assist, many more. And the main thing about Ramsey is just selected by 1.3% of the people. So if there is one man who could skyrocket your rank right now, it could be Aaron Ramsey. He's already provided 2 assists, and he really looks like a player who's playing with confidence right now.
Keepers are mostly not featured in this section, but looking at Rui Patricio, I think for a 4.5 million player, he has been performing very well.
Yeah, the number of saves he has already made is outrageous. Wolves are playing really well this season. We all know Rui Patricio before he joined Wolves. Most of us should be knowing him. He is a goalkeeper of immense quality, and Wolves have a really nice set of fixtures lining up over there. And he's also protected by a solid back 5 that Wolves have.
Yeah. The main reason we are looking at Rui Patricio is if Wolves can get a draw out of Man City and Man United, they can really defend. And that back 5, it's set for almost longer than a year. And he's protected by that back 5. So I guess Wolves are gonna finish in top half of the table, and they are gonna keep some clean sheets.